Now, the results. The big topics that when we think of grazing, like with cows, we can think of what's the effect of the plants that cows are eating on the cows, or what's the effect of the cows on the grass. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're dividing the results up in between what's the grazer effects on algae in the stream, or what's the algal effects on grazers. Those are the two equal topics that we're dividing. Again, it's not a hierarchy of one being broader and the other narrower. They're equal. Now, in our discussion, what we find is we use the same structure. We talk about grazer effects on algae and algal effects on grazers. But we put it in terms of what does it mean? The reduced biomass but increased productivity that grazers affect on algae benefits the whole stream. So we're bringing it to the broader area. Algal effects on grazers, when density of grazers is high, competition and reduced fitness can occur. So we're taking our what did we find and putting it in terms of what does it mean. And then our big conclusion is grazing is especially important in aquatic ecosystems because it makes primary production increase. Now we're going to take this basic outline and look at how we actually write a paragraph. Sorry, I'm standing in front of you. How we actually write a paragraph. Okay, now the first part of the paper that I find is the best to write, the first part of the paper that's the easiest to write is the methods. Because you can write the methods while you're still doing the experiment. You don't have to wait till it's over. You can write it right while you're doing it. And it's even better to write it while you're doing it because it's fresh in your mind. Going back and writing it afterwards often is very difficult because you forget what you've done or you don't remember the details. So the first part of the study I always work on is the methods. So in this case, it's the study area, it's the biology of the caddisflies and the algae, the experimental design, how we do insect and algal sampling, and the statistical analysis. The results, we, of course, have our grazer effects on algae and our algal effects on grazers. What I want to do is I want to take where that little star is, grazer effects on algae, and show you how we actually can take information and turn it into a paragraph. And this is where I talk about organization. Now, this is very important. In scientific writing, the first sentence of a paragraph conveys the entire meaning of the whole paragraph. We call that a topic sentence. Okay, let me repeat this. In scientific writing, the first sentence of a paragraph, the opening sentence, conveys the meaning of the entire paragraph. It's a topic sentence. Now, if you're reading a novel, that is not the case. But in scientific writing, it is the case. So, for example, experienced scientists like Tanida-san and myself, when we are reading scientific papers, we don't read the whole paper. We read the first sentence of each paragraph and say, is this important to us? And if it is, we go and we read the rest of the paragraph. You can always tell a good topic sentence by one trick. If the sentence can be followed by the phrase, for example, you know you have a good topic sentence that conveys the meaning of the whole paragraph. If you don't, if you can't follow it by for example, it's probably not a good topic sentence. And again, the discussion, we use the same topics that we outline as in the results. Okay, now, so what we're going to talk about, we're going to look at how we actually make a topic sentence and how we build a paragraph, how we make a paragraph. First of all, from a figure, I think I have a figure. No, I don't have it here. A figure shows that the standing crop of algae fluctuated. In other words, if we have chlorophyll A against time, it goes like this. We also see from the same figure that the standing crop of grazers fluctuates. So, if we look at what that figure shows us, it may be that chlorophyll A increased in weeks 1 to 2. It may be that chlorophyll A decreased in weeks 3 to 4. And it may be that chlorophyll A increased in weeks 5 to 7. So, what we're doing is we're taking what really is our topic sentence, chlorophyll A, or algae, the standing crop of algae, fluctuates. And this is our, for example, chlorophyll A increased weeks 1 and 2. For example, chlorophyll A decreased weeks 3 and 4. For example, chlorophyll A increased weeks 5 to 7. Now, this is all in our outline. We have written down, our outline gets progressively bigger and bigger and bigger. We have written this down, and now we actually write it into a paragraph. All organization. The standing crop of algae fluctuated cyclically during the 7-week study. And we refer to that figure. Chlorophyll A increased, and we put some values in after 2 weeks, declined during weeks 3 to 4, and then increased to its previously high level during weeks 5 to 7. That first sentence, the standing crop of algae fluctuated, that is the topic sentence. The topic sentence. It conveys the meaning of the entire paragraph. I can follow that, but I didn't do it in my mind by saying, for example, chlorophyll A increased to this, declined to this, and then increased to this. So by having a topic sentence, I'm conveying the meaning of that whole paragraph with the other sentences or the other information simply being details. So if Kaneda-san is interested in this first sentence, that it fluctuates, and wants to see that if I'm right, he would read the rest of the paragraph. But if he only wants to know that it fluctuates, that's the important thing. He just reads the first sentence, the topic sentence, and then goes on to the next paragraph. Then goes on to the next paragraph. So this is, first of all, the most important topic that we have in scientific writing. The opening sentence of a paragraph conveys the meaning of the entire paragraph. I'm going to give you an assignment at the end of today where you will have to work on developing an outline, and then the second assignment is going to be you have to develop topic sentences. So this is going to be something that we will have you do as part of this course. Very simple, and you can work in groups, but we'll talk about that at the end of the time. So what are the big ideas we have so far? First, writing is organization. Good scientific writing is organization. All of us can do organization if we can learn the rules. The second big point is there are 4 questions of scientific writing. What was the problem I studied? How did I study it? What does it mean? What did I find? And what does it mean? Introduction, methods, results, and discussion. That's really important.